What people think it's like owning a bunch of houseplants. Cute. So calming. These.
I'm the trash man.
What it's really like.
I throw trash all over the ring.
Here are 4 reasons why you may have killed your Venus flytrap. First of all, they need to be outdoors. They are a full sun plant. Yes, they can live in a very, very bright south or west facing window, but they're going to live their best life outdoors. We do prefer to avoid the afternoon sun, as if it's over 100 degrees, then they could get burned. They do need the heat and the cold to go into dormancy. The next thing we see is watering. These need to be constantly wet. We like to use this tray method so they never dry out. Reverse osmosis, distilled water or rainwater is going to be best. Third, you repot into regular soil. These cannot be replanted in regular potting soil. You need to use a 1-to-1 ratio of peat moss and sand. Lastly, you feeding the plant. This plant still primarily photosynthesizes for its livelihood. The bug catching is just a little extra thing that it does. If you are going to feed the plant, make sure it's a live bug. Snake plants are very drought tolerant, as they are succulents. During the fall and winter months, they go dormant, and you'll see little or no growth at all. During that time, I let all of the soil dry out in between watering. During the spring and summer months, I like to water when they're 75% dry between watering. And this is how we measure that. I stick my probe down here about that far, and then from there it's kind of like baking. I'm going to insert it all the way down to that 75% mark. If I bring the needle out and it has no wet soil on it, then I know it's time to water. If it comes out and there's wet soil on it, then I wait another week and check again. I'm going to cut right above a node, just like so. Come over here with me and we're going to chop it up, and I'll show you how I propagate it. So you're going to want 1-leaf nodes. So we're going to cut them up. 1-leaf nodes. That one has a little bit too much. We're going to cut off a little excess. So you just want these little chunks, okay, with these aerial roots on each of them. And then we'll leave a little extra. We'll leave a long one on that one. So now what we're going to do, we're going to bundle them all up together, keeping in mind to keep all of the nodes together. Nodes are wherever the leaves come out, okay? So you got them like that. I prefer to rubber band them so that they stay together. Pot them up. Well, that's not working. Pot them up into the water. Change the water every week. Keep it in a warm. So these babies are too small, but when they have roots like that, you can just give them a little snip like so. You've got the roots. Ooh, you've got the little roots. Stick them in water, keep it warm, same as the pothos. We take care of our ficus rubber trees. Now this is actually going to go for all ficus trees, and like all ficus trees, they need very bright light. So get down at the plant's point of view and look up at the sky. It needs to see a very wide view of the sky. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it needs to be from a south, west, or east facing window. As far as watering goes, we like to water these things when they're 25% dry during the spring and summer months. And then in the winter months, they go dormant, so you're going to see little to no growth at all. And we water them when they're about 50% dry during watering. As far as fertilizing goes, you can fertilize with a well-balanced liquid-soluble or granule fertilizer throughout the spring and summer months. How we take care of calathea. Now, one of the biggest things, people always say they need a ton of humidity. But what we found is with proper watering and average household humidity, you don't need to actually add it. Now, you can add it. It's definitely not going to hurt it, but it's not a make or break. Now, let's start off with the light, okay? These plants are going to need a wide view of the sky. They don't need to be touching the glass necessarily, but they do need a wide view of the sky. As part for watering, we like to water whenever the topsoil dries out. Best to use a reverse osmosis, a distilled water, or rainwater to avoid the edges burning there. Every time we water also, we like to wash off the backs of the leaves. These plants are very prone to spider mites, so we stay ahead of it by just washing it off every time that we water. You can fertilize with a general purpose, well-balanced fertilizer throughout the growing season.